Hey, Shalom. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, who taught me this truth. Shalom to the sincere Akim and Akwat. Know that across the four corners of the earth, know that pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, and that also shalom to the congregation, the followers, of the Israelites. This is Brother Iria again from GMS Guyana camp. We're just here with a quick lesson. God's willing to be edifying. Now this is it's gonna be like a walk and talk because I'm headed to work, so it's in my spirit to bring out this it is in my spirit to bring out the experience that I had yesterday, dealing with a so-called Christian, a pastor, a leader, right? So scripture says that roughly paraphrasing, it says the leader of my people calls them to err, right? And these so-called Christian churches, these walkie-talkie Christian churches, plantation Christian churches that is set up, a lot of jakes go to these churches, and these pastors and leaders, is causing jake to err. Now, we had a conversation going into, I was showing him that this book was sealed, and Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Yahushai, he had to open the seal so that we can get the understanding, right? So as I'm about to read Revelation 5 to the so-called pastor, he said, don't start at 5, start from Revelation 4, right? So I just kind of browse through, Revelation 4, and then we're going to jump to 5 because, through the spirit and Papa Habashim Yahushai, he was cutting the spirit deep. So just gonna, get into it. I was saying start 4, right? This is Revelation 4 and 1. It says, after this I looked, and behold, a door was open in heaven. And it says, a door was open in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was like the first voice which I heard was as it was of a trumpet talking with me, which said, come up hither, and I will show the things which must be thereafter. So this is the book of Revelation was because the word revelation means to reveal, so, or peel away. So the book of Revelation, these was series of visions that the Apostle John saw on the island of Patmos, right? Sent by the angel was sent to Apostle John to show him these things. So this was an angel showing this to Apostle John. verse 2. He says, and immediately I saw in the spirit, immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne which was set in heaven, and one sitting on the throne. Now who's the one sitting on the throne? The one sitting on the throne is Yahweh, the Father, right? Yahweh is the person that is sitting on this throne. Now, the so-called Christian pastor, you know them trying to teach, telling me that this is the Messiah sitting on the throne. So I was like, no, you out to your head. This is Yahweh sitting on the throne, right? So I'm gonna read the next verse. He says, and he that sitteth was, it says, and he that sitteth was to look upon like a jasper. So this was Yahweh sitting on the throne. Just gonna read verse 12, because basically the other verses, just explain that it was Yahweh. He said, and he says, thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory, honor, and praise. He says, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure thou hast created all things for thy pleasure. Let me just read it back. Thou art worthy, O Yahweh, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created. So so-called Christian pastor jump to this precept to show me now, hey, this is talking about the Son. It's the Son sitting on the throne, and he went to our next precept. He went to John 1:1, and he went to he went to the book of Colossians, right? So trying to make a point, well, yeah, this is talking about the Father. No, this is talking about the Son, the same Messiah that walked the earth. He said this is talking about Yahweh Shai, who we ignorant to call Jesus, right? So I'm telling this fellow through the scriptures, this is talking about Yahweh, because they one of their teachings is that it was Yahweh that came down in the flesh and walked the face of the earth, right? So and that is blasphemy. It is not according to the scriptures. So I was like, okay, yeah, all right, good. I'm like, this be the case. Explain this for me. So we're gonna switch to verse 5. And this is the book of Revelation, chapter 5, and verse 1. It says, and I saw in the right hand of him that sitteth on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed 7 seals. So I was like, who's the person that got this book in the hand? He's like, yeah, this is the Messiah. Yahweh Shai, who they ignorant to call Jesus. I said, okay, I'm reading down. It says, and because the book, first of all, the book is the Bible, right? The book is the Bible that is written within and without, and on the back side, right? It says, and I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to close the seals thereof?" He says, "No man in heaven, nor in earth, nor under the earth was able to open the book, neither to look thereon." Therein. Yeah, thereon. He says, "And I wept much because no man was worthy to open the book, neither to look thereon." He says, "And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open and loose." It says, the root of the spring of, it says, "The root of David hath prevailed to open the book and and to, and to close the seals thereof." It says, this is the point. "And I behold, and lo, in the midst of the throne of the four elders, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, as it had been slain." It's like a miss a beast. Reading back verse 6, it says, "And I behold, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and in the midst of the throne, and of the four beasts, in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of Yahweh sent forth in all the earth." Right? So this talking about Yahushai. Yahushai was the lamb that was slain, for wipe away the sins of the children of Israel. Right? Nobody else but the children of Israel. Right? It says, verse 7, "And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat it on the throne." Right? So Yahushai take the book out of the hand of Yahweh. Right? Clearly showing that Yahushai and Yahweh is 2 different beings, Father and Son. Now, the precepts that he bring, right? John 1:1, he's talking about Yahushai. Yahushai was the one that created the world. All things was created by him and for him. Yahushai is the firstborn of all the creation of the Most High. But Yahweh, his father, one of his titles is the Ancient of Days. He was before time itself. You understand? The Most High Yahweh have no beginning. Yahushai got the beginning, right? But Yahweh have no beginning. Yahushai said in Revelation 1, "I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end." But Yahweh have no beginning and he have no end. So and this was a cut for him. And these is so-called well-learned men that went to theology school and studied this 30 and odd years, but they don't know shit. Christianity is done. The doctrine that they push is weak, weak and effeminate, women teaching men and all this stuff, Christianity, so-called walkie-talkie Christians, you done. The Most High true, his prophets on the face of the earth today is making a mess of you guys. Let me just get this precept and then I'm gonna close it off. Just bear with me a bit. Just give me a second, I just put up this precept and then close it off. Channel 4. Looking for a precept I want to close off with. Precepts are hard to find. Alright, it is a good one here. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. And why this stronghold doctrine for these walkie-talkie Christians, that why the covering cars that is blinding, majority of our people is that the Father and the Son is the same. There is no difference between the two. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemir Shai, the prophets that you guys set upon the face of the earth today, this is what they're doing, pulling down strongholds, So Lord's willing, this video was edifying. Once again, just want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemir Shai, Bashim Kadash. Shalom, God, to America.